What is the secret to all of my power? Well, I'm generally a lazy person, so lazy people find the most effective ways of doing things. For me to realize what made me so successful, it took a lot of time. It took many years, in fact. I started out just like everybody else. I had the horrible childhood, plus I was sick for 8 years, and I witnessed miracles, but I couldn't grasp them because I was too young to comprehend and understand how miraculous my healing was. I was terminally ill for 8 years, in and out of hospital, and the night before I healed, my mother said, "God, if you have to take this child, then take this child," because the suffering was just, it was unbearable. It was 8 years. And the next day, without any explanation from the doctors, I was healed with no internal scarring. But I was 11, so I didn't really grasp what a miracle that was. I just knew that I was alive and well, and that was important. That was all that was important. But what I missed out from during those 8 years was getting into sport and understanding competition and knowing how that works. And that's a crucial part of any person's development, is understanding competition and understanding winning. Because I never understood winning, so I always thought it was just about getting by. And I got to high school and I had to deliver speeches in front of the class, and I trembled, I hated it, and I was that guy that sat in the corner that made jokes about everyone else because I didn't want anyone focusing on me. So I was rude and shy, but to divert attention away from myself because I wasn't comfortable with myself. And I moved to Cape Town and I got the sales job in a call center. It was my first real job. And my brother said, we're going to sell some stuff. We're going to phone the United Kingdom and we're going to sell some stuff over the phone. And I said, okay. After 2 weeks, I wanted out. I wanted to quit. I didn't want to be there anymore. And I looked at my brother and I said, how do we get out of here? How does the resignation process work? And he said, Yakeen, you're good at talking to ladies, so do the same thing. All you do when you talk to ladies is you get your point across to them by educating them from your perspective. He didn't say it in those words, but that's what he meant. And that's when I discovered, without discovering it in the form of a thought, but I am a teacher. It took me 7 years of climbing the corporate ladder to understand that my greater purpose wasn't management or leadership or sales. It was teaching people and inspiring them. And the only way you can inspire people is by having your own source of inspiration, and everyone does. Motivation is momentary, but inspiration is something that you could always go back to and relive that moment. So after this clicked in my mind and I gained the understanding of what I had to do, I had to take my perception and transfer it to the clients by means of teaching them. And when this clicked in my mind, 2.5 months later I was promoted to team leader after winning a global sales award. 6 months later I was given my first account, and then I got promoted to call center manager and sales engineer and then account manager, and then I started outsourcing, and I was doing all these wonderful things. But the secret to my power and my success, it was still a mystery to me. And that's when I started speaking to my old friends from years back from school, and I was like, why were you my friend? What do you remember most clearly about me? And they said, you were the funniest guy ever, you always had an answer for everything. And other friends said, I always had the best advice to give. This is something I could not comprehend. I couldn't understand. I didn't know that I was a funny guy and I always had the answers. It's something that didn't occur to me. It was like being too close to the project. Looking inward is always most difficult because we always look outward. And I'm telling you that if you look inward, you'd find the answers that I found. Stop chasing what you want. Go after what makes you happy. Don't do it tomorrow. Do it today. Do it now. Think now. Create now. Live now. The secret to my greatest power is understanding the capability of my mind and then understanding how to apply the power of my mind. See, like I said, I was lazy, but nobody could understand why I kept on getting promotions and I'd spend a lot of my time goofing off. The reason why is because I found efficient ways of doing things. I created reports that calculated and did all of my work for me. I delegated. I was the ideal leader. And people say people in management and leadership are lazy. And I can see why. It's because you have to be highly efficient. And that's what I am today. It's not about working hard or working smart. It's about being highly efficient. Understanding the power of your mind, applying those principles and using it. That's the greatest source of my power and my success, and everything that I do is going to be dedicated in my future days, till the day I die, is to share the message of the inspiration that I discovered with everybody else. That's my life's purpose.